Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's People's Bank of China's Gold Reserve Update for the month of December 2018. This is the first update we've done in a while because the People's Bank of China has not added gold to reserves since October 2016. China added about 10 tons of gold in December to end the year off with 1,852 tons. China added 320,000 ounces or 9.953 tons of gold to reserves in 2018. Now, in 2015, People's Bank of China had added 104 tons of gold. In 2016, they slowed their pace to 60 tons of gold, and they added none in 2017. And in 2018, they have now added about 10 tons. Chinese holdings of U.S. Treasuries have been pretty much flat the past year. They currently stand at 1.138 trillion, as China is the world's largest foreign holder of U.S. debt securities. And the value of the People's Bank of China's gold at the end of December was approximately 74 billion. Gold demand remains strong in China. Strong imports through Hong Kong. Retail demand is strong, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals are at about the same level as the past few years, which have been very elevated. Let's take a look now at what we have in the way of charts. So here is the People's Bank of China's gold reserves from 2009 to 2018. Now you can see from 2009 to 2015 in June, the People's Bank of China had not reported any gold reserves. The gold reserves stood on the balance sheet at about 1,054 tons. Then in June of 2015, People's Bank of China reported their first gold update, and that got them to about 1,658 tons. Many commentators thought that this was low, given that you weren't really adding much, only about 600 tons, for a period of time of 6 years. Now, it was observed at the time by myself and over at Zero Hedge that the Chinese gold is not all held at the People's Bank of China. That gold could perhaps be held at subsidiary banks, could be held at sovereign wealth funds, wealthy individuals, and indeed that is now the generally accepted case because a nation's gold is not necessarily all held at the central bank. For example, we know, or we've heard estimates, that in India, individual Indian citizens and temples hold about 22,000 tons of gold, yet the Reserve Bank of India only holds about 580 tons. Now, where does this put China as a central bank? This isn't China, this is the People's Bank of China, the Central Bank of China. Where does that put the Central Bank of China in the gold reserves league tables? It places them 5th. You can see here 1,852.5 tons behind the Central Bank of the Federation of Russia. Now that central bank has been adding gold for the longest period of time now. We do cover that each and every month because Russia adds gold just about each and every month, and they add prodigious amounts, sometimes 30, 40 tons in a given month, and they have passed the People's Bank of China in the last couple of years now with their 2,102 tons. Here is a chart showing the Chinese foreign reserves. Now in January 2017, Chinese foreign reserves fell under 3 trillion. They've since stabilized, and as of the end of December 2018, Chinese foreign reserves were at 3.073 trillion. As to Chinese holdings of U.S. Treasuries, they have remained relatively stable. You can see since January 2017, when they were just a shade over 1 trillion. They hit a peak in the last 18 months or so in August of 1.2 trillion. And as of the end of October, they stood at 1.14 trillion. Chinese gold mining production, we have to keep in mind, is the largest in the world. And you can see here, many years since 2012, have they produced over 400 tons a year. And since 2000 through 2017, China has mined about 5,600 tons. Now keep in mind, 5,600 tons is more than the Let's go back and take a look. It is more than the 1,852 tons. So clearly, there is more gold in China than is on the People's Bank of China's balance sheet, because that gold that gets mined does not get exported. So many people estimate that China has more gold, and indeed they are correct, because the mining numbers alone will tell you that China has more gold within its confines than is at the People's Bank of China. Here is the Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals. You can see that this year they're ahead of last year during this time period. And in 2017, in the entire year, the Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals topped 2,010 tons. And you can see through October of 2018, we're already at 1,698 tons. So probably another year of 2,000 tons being withdrawn from the Shanghai Gold Exchange. And also, Chinese retail gold demand is strong. According to World Gold Council, you've got, through the first half of the year, about 150 metric tons each in sales of gold bars and gold jewelry. Now, here's a chart I prepared here. Can China's gold save it from its rising debt? And the answer is probably not. But the importance of this chart is to show Chinese mining, this was through 2017, shows that 5,200 tons. Right now, through 2017, it's really 5,600 tons. But you can see if you add in the Hong Kong imports, which are well documented, and the Chinese mining, you're at about 14,000, 15,000 tons of gold in China that should still be in China, and yet it's not on the People's Bank of China's balance sheet. Again, it could be at subsidiary banks, wholly owned or partially owned by the People's Bank of China, or other state-owned banks, sovereign wealth funds, or other entities. All right, well, that about does it. Please join us each and every night for a live stream on topics ranging from cryptocurrencies, economics, gold, and silver. We do that around 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, and we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much.